Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. So I just hit Master Tier today as of recording this video, and I want to make a special deck profile for what I used for the final push, which is Fearsome Aggro. This deck aims to play very aggressively, as the name implies, developing fearsome units and flooding the board as quickly as possible. It utilizes Wraiths, ramping up in damage, and summoning them quickly and efficiently from Wraith Callers to push hard in the mid game. It's super well-rounded and resilient to removal-based decks like Swain TF and as Draven due to running Harrowing. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. The code for the deck will be in the description below along with the Mobalytics link. Before I get into the deck profile, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I'm super close to 5,000 subs, which is a huge milestone, so it'd be awesome if you joined. This is the only channel where you can get my specific style of content, so you won't regret subbing. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay. With that, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Well, what do we have here? Fearsome Aggro coming back, huh? This was a deck that was established about, less than a year ago, around the December meta. I remember this being a pretty decent contender in the very first seasonal tournament. However, back then, of course, we didn't have Merciless Hunter. It was -3 of this, +3 Pale Cascade, back when Pale Cascade gave a +2/+1 boost, and also helped like cycle through the deck and whatnot. So yeah, ever since that nerf, Fearsome Aggro kind of died. It's been coming up like here and there. I've seen it like peeking its head, but I decided to run it because I really like Wraiths, and I really like fearsome units, hard mid-game pressure, and something else I noticed was a lot of removal decks in the meta. I started fighting a lot of Swain TF and a lot of Ez Draven, which have good matchups into Pirate and other aggro decks like that, but it's not so good into this deck because we have Harrowing to bring back everything that they remove. So yeah, let's just talk about the numbers and get right into it. So it's very aggressive, as you can see, mainly 2s and 3 drops. The 4s are actually Wraith Callers, which summon more 2 drops, so we have a lot of Wraith stuff going on. So, getting into the numbers specifically, triple Mark of the Isles. Now this is really good for pushing final like lethals and whatnot, so I usually hold on to this. It's also sometimes okay to do to like start a turn and then you can have Nightfall enabled. That's usually not as good. You can use it to deal with removal. Also during final pushes, like let's say you're having a Wraith hit face for lethal, they Mystic Shot, you Mark of the Isles, push it out of kill range. Super good. So yeah, Mark is just super flexible for that, just +2/+2. You can also use it defensively against quick attack units. So yeah, you have that going for it. Stygian is absolutely insane. Sometimes I like to play him right on turn 1 in order to either, you know, block something so the board is clear, or you can just attack with him on attack turn 1 if you're playing on odds. And then he comes out later after you play something else as a 4/1 with Fearsome and just pushes so much damage on like turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, depending on your hand state. Arachnoid Horror is a solid 2-drop, just 2/3/2 Fearsome. Has Spider Synergy with Elise, which can be relevant. Yeah, just really good unit. It's also a Fearsome blocker in and of itself, so you can use it to block Lurk Fishy that has Fearsome. Elise, very strong. One of the best attack turn 2s in the entire game, if not the best attack 2. Has Fearsome, so she's kind of hard to block unless the opponent plays like a 3/1 or a 3/2. Even then, you still get a 1/1 generated over them, so still good value even if she dies. Yeah, other than that, sometimes she levels. Not really super often with this deck. You have to open multiple Elise, and the hand state has to be a little awkward to actually resolve an Elise level, so it's alright. Glimpse Beyond is really good against removal decks, lots of those in the meta. You can float 2 pretty often, so if you play, like, if you don't open Stygian, you float turn 1, then you play Arachnoid Horror or Elise on turn 2, you can play Wraith on turn 3, or Arachnoid Horror, any of your other 2 drops, and then you have Glimpse Beyond mana, which is really good for oncoming Mystic Shots, Gotchas, Get Exciteds, Death's Hands, Ravenous Flocks, all kinds of stuff. So we just use this as reactive removal option, to where if the opponent uses removal, we kill it first, we draw, and super good at getting stuff in our graveyard so that we can Harrowing it later. Triple Mist Wraith. Now this is one of the bread and butter units of the deck. You want to develop as many Wraiths as possible. This thing gets completely out of control, especially with Harrowing later. The first one is usually not that strong. I like to play Arachnoid Horror or Elise over Mist Wraith, unless my hand is literally Wraith, Caller, Riz, and Mist, and then you can actually develop Wraith on 2. Otherwise, it's usually the other units. Frenzied Skitter is super good on defense turn 3 at hitting like Ezreal that comes down so that they can't attack and get the Nexus Strike. It's good against Zoe. Otherwise, it's really, really, really powerful on attack is when you're trying to be saving this and using this. So on attack 5 is usually when I like to go in. So you start with something, and like, let's say if you want to do Mark or you just play Frenzied Skitter immediately on attack 5, lower everything that has 3 attack to 2 attack. They no longer have fearsome blockers. Then you play Stygian, and that's your attack turn 5 turn, and it's just kind of insane. So yeah, Kalista, really strong champion as well. People have really, really high priority on killing Kalista, even if it like makes them negative in their resources. I've seen people do crazy stuff just because they don't like Kalista being on the board. Even though she's not that great, I actually prefer playing Merciless Hunter over her. Same stats, able to grant an enemy vulnerable is actually just better. Kalista barely levels, but if she does, it's really, really strong. I guess that's why people want to remove her. But yeah, people will go out of their way if you develop this Kalista, which is pretty good. Make them use their resources. Merciless Hunter is really good at sniping targets that you need. Also good at hitting a target that is a fearsome blocker and then trading into it with like a 2 attack unit. So that's pretty nice. Stalking Shadows, really good for refuel, even though it got nerfed. Stalking Shadows is still fine. You can use this as a start to a turn to turn on Stygian Onlooker Nightfall. You can use it to look for Wraiths, Wraith Callers, Merciless Hunters, Frenzied Skitters. It's good. The amount of units to spell ratio is good enough to run it and be able to see a unit most of the time. Of all my time playing this in the past week or so, I've only whiffed Stalking Shadows once, and it was in a game where it didn't matter. I had already lost, so it was aight. Triple Risen Mist, really, really good at burst speed summoning Wraiths. People don't usually play around this on attacking or defending. People just open attack, and then you Risen Mist, and then you have a burst blocker at like 4 attack, 5 attack sometimes. You can block things that the opponent really doesn't want you to be able to block. So that's really, really insane that this is a burst option. Can also use like multiple of them to make really strong open attack turns. So yeah, very good there. Wraith Caller summons a Wraith, of course, and it's Allegiance. So that's why we're not running too many non-Shadow Isles cards. This is basically mono Shadow Isles, but just really, really aggressive. That's where the Fearsome Aggro comes in. The only one we're not running is Merciless Hunter because, of course, it is insane. If you really want to, you can take out something and run like the 5-drop that has Spell Shield and Overwhelm. Let me see. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head. The Ruin Runner. Yes, this card is absolutely busted as well. I used to run a list that had, I think, 2 Merciless Hunter, 2 Ruin Runner, and it was 4 non-Allegiance cards, and that felt pretty good because just having a turn 5 play with Overwhelm is something to consider. But yeah, I don't usually need it, and I haven't needed it in this list. Double Atrocity for reach and double Harrowing for game ending. It's pretty hard to brick on these because they're 2 of each, and we have pretty good draw into them with like our glimpses and stuff, so these numbers just make a lot of sense. This is a very, very pretty deck. All the numbers are absolutely beautiful the way I like it, and it has performed super well for me. I think I mentioned on Twitter I had like 18 wins and 8 or 9 losses, something like that, in the past couple days. So it's really, really good for climbing. Before that, even I had like an even higher win rate with it. I haven't really calculated, but it's super positive. It's like 60% plus win rate for me personally. So I highly recommend trying it out, especially if you're fighting a lot of Draven or Swain TF. And that about wraps it up for the deck profile. Now here's some live commentary games so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. Alright, for our first game we got Deep. Deep coming back. I actually want to work on refining Deep, seeing how it is in the meta. I literally have not played it since the patch in the expansion. Stygian's good to block the Drag. We can probably keep Kalista even if it's on defense 3. It's not that amazing, but we'll take it. Alright, now we have a curve. Stygian Wraith Kalista, not bad. Ooh, and Merciless Hunter so that we can grab his Sea Scarab. This is like a really high value card in this matchup. It can be a really high value card in most matchups, honestly. Drag on 1 question mark? Does he have? To drag or not to drag? That is the question. The answer is yes. Usually. If no drag, that's pretty chill. I could even save my Stygian then and play it on a attack turn 4 with Kalista Stygian, since we're attacking on evens. And I don't see Wraith Caller in hand. That could be the play. Elise here, of course. Elise is super good. She's not really challenged by anything until Jaw Hunters comes down. That could be 1-mana Sea Scarab or any of his other big fishies. If he plays 1-mana Sea Scarab, we know from this card slot, then we'll just Merciless Hunter him. And then play close to Stygian on attack 4. Ah, Beast Below. Beast Below, huh? We'll Merciless Hunter this then as a blocker. This should deter his attack altogether. Yep. Then we'll do Callista Stygian and see if he plays below Vile Feast. If he plays below Vile Feast, we can use Stygian to trade into 4/4. He does. That's awesome. That's really, really good. Let me see what he tossed. He tossed Jaw, Jettison, Abyssal Eye. Okay. So we shall do 4/1 here. Attack with everything else. I'm actually okay if he value trades 3/2 to 1/1. Because that'll be Callista seeing 2 things die. Then all I have to do is like a Glimpse play and Callista will level. And besides, if he was going to value trade, he'd value trade this one anyways. So like, I might as well just swing with everything. Because I'm giving him a Spider by attacking with the Lace. Okay, but he blocks Callista, which also makes sense. He's down to 12. And I have another Callista in hand. We have Atrocity. Looking pretty nice. One more Spider and I can actually level this Elise. Yeah, that would work. We'll just do this then. If he wants to be like that. I don't have Vile Feast or anything like that to lower his HP. Prevent. Wow, okay. Stygians, I see. I see. Yeah, we can pass. Hopefully I top deck Stalking Shadows. Wraith. He's on 6, so this is a pretty good turn for me. I need him to play below Withering Wail. So let's open with a Mist Wraith. Let's see if we can get him below Withering. We did. It was that easy, I guess. Okay. Then we'll do Stygian. We'll see if we get a Vile Feast now. We probably do, to be honest. Be funny if he plays a Drag. Drag out of nowhere. He's 11 away from deep. Okay, another Stygian. No Vile Feast? Then there's no reason for me to play this Wraith over the Spiderling. Except for the fact that it pushes so much damage. I literally might as well. This is a good damage turn for me. I think it's super meaningful to replace a Spider there. Like, this is an insanely huge turn. Yeah, that puts him at 1. Literally, if he plays below anything, I can just Atrocity now. Like, I swear to God, if he just drops Nautilus, it's over. This outplays Withering Wail and everything, because it's 4. A 1/4? That's fine. I don't have to do anything. I can wait. I need him to play below certain mana ranges. I need Vengeance out. Okay, that's Vengeance out. I need Grasp out in case he runs Grasp. Oh, he has Scrap Shot. See, he's running weird stuff. He could be on a lot of different cards. I have to be mindful of Grasp. Okay, now we win. That's all we needed to do, just wait. And if he does accept the pass, then I just open with all my Fearsomes and I pressure next turn anyways, yeah. Alright, for game 2, we're hopping into ranked versus Lurk. Lurk in Master, attacking on odds. No surprise, no surprise. Pitch Mark, keep Onlooker, Elise Wraithcaller, looks pretty nice. We're attacking on even, so Wraithcaller has a lot of value, especially if I see a decent opening hand next to her. So we have to hope, okay, that he doesn't play Lurkfish on 1, and then no predict Lurk Rek'Sai. That's like worst case scenario, and that happens more often than you think. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, well he has the predict. Hopefully we dodge Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is really annoying, and Lurk is really annoying because it turns all of his fishes into fearsome blockers. Yeah. We should safely assume that's Pike. right there. Because he predicted into it pretty fast. Please no Rek'Sai, good. We can block here then. And then we can swing. He's pretty ahead in terms of his lurking. Yep. That's pretty chill. Okay. Now we have Merciless Hunter on 3, Wraithcaller 4, Wraithcaller 5, and then we're going to push on 6. Caller. That's fine. No Rek'Sai yet, but he could probably have like 10 billion pike spells, and I would never know. It's only safe to assume, though. Well, we're gonna play Wraithcaller anyways. He hard plays Pike. Okay. Then I take 4 damage or I take his Pike. Yeah. 4 damage or Pike. Give me. Choose one. Cool. Okay, so we can do Wraithcaller here. Wonder if he also has Pike spell. I am not sure. Wraithcaller. Now Wraiths can block 5/3, which is pretty cool. We can give him my Spiderling, right? How important is it though? Like I actually need to open, so even 1 damage goes a long way. So I can take the 6 here. If I make it to next turn, I'm probably losing anyways. So let us just open attack. Callista. Okay. Yep. Yep. Pushes him to 4. That's pretty good for me. That is pretty good. His Pike will now level though and kill literally everything. I have to have Glimpse as a response to Pike spell, so I need to save this. Call the Pack is fine. He's looking for lurkers to play, even like under Titan or something. I'm not really too scared. Yeah, that is... Okay. Okay, I have Frenzied Skitter for defense play. Skitter's super good into Lurk. He needs to Lurk Rek'Sai here to even get Under Titan to the 8 power. But I'm not going to let that happen unless he has Rek'Sai in hand as well. Okay. We should be chilling. We should just win on open. Yeah, we're chilling. No Pike spell. That's good. This thing's a 2/3. I feel like I just take it and then open. Yeah. I literally guess. I have nothing to do. I'm not threatened at 10 HP. I could play Stygian over 2/1 just to maximize damage on my open. Still saving Glimpse for a Pike spell, so that he can't wipe my board. Attack with everything. Callista on the right in case she levels. It's a really good habit. I have Mark. Pike spell's not going to do it. You have to have 2 Pike spells. Pike spell will not do it unless you have 2. There it is. Glimpse. Question is, does he have 2? Okay, he doesn't. That's what I figured. Okay, cool. Not bad. Ooh, 20 LP. Nice. And for game 3, we got Swain Yas. So basically like Swain TF, just a different style, more stun heavy. This version runs Deny, so it's actually kind of good into me. I guess we'll keep like this. Glimpse is also good. I love seeing Wraithcaller. Just pray that we get our 2 drops. Oh, alright. Solved. Looks good to me. We have Elise on 2, play Callista on 3, Wraithcaller on 4. Stalking later.
Think you're fast? Cute. Come closer. I don't bite.
This should be a pass. Passerino Cappuccino. Okay. I have to worry about Concussive Palm. Concussive's really annoying. Other than that, Callista's fine to develop here. Yeah, it's literally only concussive that I don't like. 'Cause that puts this into fearsome blocking range. Ah, he has it. And I guess my open attack was indeed better. That's fine. We'll just develop though, stay wide. Shadow Assassin's fine. Alright. So attack 5, looks like I'm going to do Arachnoid Horror and then Frenzied Skitter. Frenzied Skitter will push both of these down below fearsome blocking range. Oh, and the Swain too. This guy just made a huge mistake. That is so much damage threatening his face now. Just an absolute obscene amount of damage. Yeah, we'll attack with literally everything. I don't care about Elisa's generated spider, so we'll just let that burn. Swing with everything. That is so much damage. Yeah, he has to block this and he lives with 4. That is so spooky for him. He's on 1 mana. I love Frenzied Skitter. Isn't that like the coolest card in the game? So good for fearsome attack 5. Now what? He has so much that he has to come back from. Okay, and we just top deck lethal if he plays below certain ranges. Maybe he tries to like salvage this with like a Yasuo play, and then he's on what? 3 mana? Atrocity will just win the game outright. So let's see what he does. It's kind of in a really bad position. I'm not forced to really do anything. I know that if I do Atrocity, it'll be 4-3 because she's undamaged. I can't choose Wraithcaller because of Ravenous Flock. I basically just have to play below Deny. That's what I'm looking for. We'll do that. We can take the rest. No biggie. Yeah, no biggie. I'll be at 13. That's chill. Oh my goodness. Oh might goodness, actually I should say. I think I want to slam the Atrocity now anyways, because it's literally only Deny or a heal. If he has Deny, then I open with Risen Mist and win. And I think this Deny was off the top. Okay. It's pretty scary, I will admit. But again, now it's just Risen Mist Burst. Boom. And we just do this again. There's no way he has enough mana. He has 2 fearsome blockers, and then at most 1 concussive palm. Could be double Steel Tempest. Other than that, I really don't know. Like, double Steel Tempest is all I can see, double or triple. He doesn't have, so that is game. I had Harrowing later, and I forced a Deny out of him, so... pretty good. We'll let Calista pop off for a second. There we go.
Surprise. I do bite.
Ooh. Pog. With that, I hope I provided a good foundation, gave some context, what's going on in the game, how to play this deck, because this deck is super, super fun. I highly recommend it for aggressive mid-range players, anyone that has Shadow Isle stuff. It's pretty cheap and easy to make as well for new players, because I think you start the game with 2 Elise, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you get 1 or 2 Callistas pretty early on. I don't quite remember, but regardless, it's super, super cheap, super easy to make. Lots of Wraiths, pretty much all you need. Yeah, and Shadow Isles cards. And that's it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!